Today in KSLA Salutes, we are looking ahead to the weekend where military members have a chance to take part in an iconic ruck and support a local veteran community organization. So joining us today to tell us more about the history and the importance of the U.S. Army Shreveport Pearl Harbor Day of Infamy Norwegian Foot March event is Sergeant First Class Raymond Betancourt and Staff Sergeant Caroline Betancourt. So thank you both for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having us.
First, what is a ruck? We have to explain that to some of our viewers.
Yeah, so a ruck is a march that you do with some sort of hiking boot. For civilians in military terms, it's going to be some sort of military approved boot and a backpack filled with some sort of weight, and you're going to walk a specific distance depending on what you're doing.
Okay, and you were telling me this distance is 18.6 miles?
That's correct.
Oddly specific, yes. We understand that with the Norwegian Foot March, it originated from a different country, and they operate off a different system than we do. It's a 30K foot march for them, so for us, it's 18.6 miles.
Okay, 18.6 miles. Now, we do want to stress that this is not something that is mandatory for people to participate in. They are opting to participate. Many of the members are opting to participate in this. And why is it so important for them to do this?
So that's correct. So initially, the origins of the Norwegian Foot March is it actually came back in 1915 when the Norwegian Army was looking for a way to assess their soldiers for combat readiness. So they determined to have a foot march be something that was acceptable in viewing of that. So once they completed that, they were able to go right back into work and show that they were completely ready to go and they were ready for the next engagement that they would come into. And nowadays, we utilize it more as a self-assessment for our soldiers. So we give them an opportunity to assess themselves, use their own pure grit to see if they have what it takes to be combat ready like the Norwegians were back in the day.
Okay, and Army here with us, but you guys are teaming up with Barksdale Air Force Base to put this event on.
Yes, that is correct. So the Norwegian Foot March, while it started with the Norwegians, we adopted it. We actually made it a multi-branch organization. Every branch is welcome to participate in it. So as you know, we have done this 3 times now, and we have always been working with our allies here with our sister units in Barksdale Air Force Base, and we will continue to do so in the future. Okay,
wonderful. Let's talk a little bit about what the event is like this weekend. You mentioned 18.6 miles, so it's a lot of walking, and then of course they're going to be carrying a weight, and there's a recommendation for the weight as well.
Yes, that is correct. So the standard for everybody, regardless of gender and age, is going to be 25 pounds dry, with military personnel being in military-approved uniform and boots. Civilians will be in some sort of outdoor-esque uniform and some sort of hiking boot as well, with 25 pounds. Now, depending on your age and your gender will determine how quickly you must complete the ruck march. So for my age, and I want to say my age on TV, and I want to show my age here, but based on when I did it last year, I had to complete it in 4.5 hours based off of my age and my gender.
All right, and then the 25 pounds of weight, you guys are asking people to go ahead and put non-perishable items in those bags that will be donated?
Yeah, so when it comes to the military, we always try to take these kind of events and we try to spin them to kind of give back. So these soldiers, airmen, sailors alike, they're all doing these events for themselves. It's a personal thing that they're doing, but there's also something that they're going to give back as well. So we are actually doing an internal food drive that we're going to have our soldiers and airmen bring in donated food, non-perishable items, and in a way to kind of have like a little competition to see who can donate the most. But that's strictly internal, and that's something that we want to do for ourselves because we're going to be giving that out to our homeless veterans in the local community.
It's very important to always give back to the community, and you guys are always doing that. We really appreciate that. So we want everybody who's watching right now, any of our active duty military that are saying, how do I sign up? How do I get involved? Is it too late or can they still join in?
No, absolutely. So the QR codes will be sent out. They can get with their local unit. We can have conversations with that, but it's not open to just the military. Civilians are allowed to participate in it as well, albeit you must have access to Barksdale Air Force Base.
Okay.
And you must be 18 years or older.
Perfect. What time and where do they need to be?
So the initial briefing is going to start at 4 p.m. on Saturday, and it will kick off after 4 p.m. and it'll go all the way till midnight. It's going to be a long, long day.
All right, guys, so get ready for it. Well, thank you guys for putting this together, and thank you for having it at Barksdale.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.